A woman agreed to sabotage a blind date for her best friend by deliberately not bathing for 3 months and wearing a dirt-cheap $1.99 dress to meet a wealthy CEO. Upon meeting him, before he could even speak, she immediately claimed to be of mixed African descent and boasted about graduating from Harvard. She had hoped these fake credentials would scare off the CEO, making him abandon the blind date. To her surprise, the CEO expressed admiration instead. Seeing her plan fail, she decided to use more extreme tactics. She deliberately called her best friend in front of the CEO, loudly announcing her plans to party at a karaoke club that night with male escorts. After this declaration, the CEO simply looked at her calmly, even taking her hand and suggesting they go get a marriage license. The woman was completely dumbfounded. In her panic, she made an excuse to use the restroom. Just as she escaped the CEO, she bumped into her mama's ex-boyfriend. Even more ridiculous, her ex demanded she apologize to his mother, claiming this would allow him to forgive her and restart their relationship. The woman immediately distanced herself, stating she already had a new boyfriend. Humiliated and angry, the ex was about to get physical when the CEO appeared at the perfect moment, stepping in front of her. He confidently introduced himself as her boyfriend. Seeing the ex's skeptical expression, the woman impulsively dragged the CEO straight to the marriage registration office. After leaving the restaurant, she began to regret her actions and hurriedly explained the truth to the CEO. She confessed she was only there to stand in for her friend at the blind date because her friend had paid her $2,000, which she desperately needed for her grandmother's medical treatment. Surprisingly, after hearing her explanation, the CEO found her filial piety admirable and promptly proposed to her. Worried she might refuse, he offered a monthly allowance of $10,000 as an incentive. The woman was tempted but, to ensure the CEO would keep his word, insisted on signing a contract. And so, they arrived at the marriage registration office to complete the paperwork. Once there, the clerk politely suggested that the woman's makeup wasn't formal enough and recommended she freshen up in the restroom. When she returned, the CEO pointed out that her eyebrows weren't well drawn and took out an eyebrow pencil to fix them. With just a few strokes, he created perfect eyebrows. The woman stared at her reflection in amazement, realizing the CEO's technique was even more professional than her own. She grew suspicious, wondering if the CEO was experienced with women. He simply teased her about her questionable aesthetic sense. After getting their marriage certificate and returning home, the woman received a call from her friend, who anxiously asked about the blind date. The woman calmly replied that she had already married the CEO. Her friend was absolutely shocked and demanded to know how she had convinced the CEO to marry her. Still in disbelief, the friend asked for proof. Coincidentally, the CEO was showering at her place. As the woman secretly tried to take a photo for evidence while listening to a voice message from her friend, the CEO suddenly emerged from the bathroom. She hurriedly hid her phone behind her back. The CEO looked at her suspiciously, asking what sound he had just heard. Surprised by his acute hearing, she nervously explained he must have misheard. As she tried to leave, the CEO grabbed her arm. The woman couldn't help but swallow hard as she stared at his perfect abs.